See how fast that was? Dried kelp can also be crafted together into blocks. 9 pieces of kelp to 1 block, like with most things in Minecraft. Dried kelp blocks are furnace fuel which can smelt 20 items per block, and so you can use 1 block made from 9 dried kelp to smelt 20 pieces of wet kelp, and so on. I recommend using a smoker for this since it's twice as fast. As you can see, dried kelp is both a food and a fuel, 2 of the bare necessities for survival in 1 type of item. So how are we gonna get plenty of kelp? You could go swimming in the ocean and break the kelp yourself. I have here a boat with a chest, and I dive into the water to break the kelp, which really isn't hard to find. Like this. But soon you'll run out of air and start taking damage. How do we fix or at least mitigate this? A helmet with the respiration enchantment. Aqua affinity helps too if you're going to walk, or a turtle helmet for 10 seconds of water breathing. Or even better, a turtle helmet with respiration and aqua affinity. Also, a potion of water breathing if you visited the Nether. Or, if you're good enough, a conduit, which you can build around the place where you're harvesting kelp. That solves our potential drowning problem, but now we've got another problem. We broke all this kelp, which floats to the surface, and now there's kelp all over the place. We have to go around and collect it all, and we have 5 minutes to do so from the moment we break it before it disappears. It's doable if you're alone, but for max efficiency you need help. You can get other players to help you if you're on a multiplayer server, but what if you're all alone in that world of yours? I'm glad to be getting stacks and stacks of kelp, really I am, but it is such a pain to have to go around and collect it all. If only I had some help. So what are we gonna do now? We need allays! Allays are your best friends when it comes to gathering scattered items everywhere. First we gotta go to either a woodland mansion or an illager outpost, the latter being more common of course. Fight off illagers. See if there are any more trapped allays, which this one has. Okay, and since it's too hard to find a woodland mansion, I'm settling for an illager outpost. Alright, we're approaching this illager outpost. Let's see if there are any illagers nearby. Uh-oh. It's an illager. Take that. Wow. Good thing I brought plenty of dried kelp, so I don't go hungry. Alright, so we've got some allays here, so what we need to do is rescue them. Oh no. You think a bad omen scares me? Get out of here. I'm not afraid of a bad omen. So a nearby village gets raided by illagers. For me, it's no big deal. Get out of here, you stupid illagers. I'm rescuing these allays and you can't do anything about it. Now I gotta make sure these allays follow me home. Even one LA will be good enough, but I want to rescue all of them. Boy, these illagers don't know when to give up, do they? You know, it's too bad I didn't bring any wolves. Unfortunately, the reason I didn't bring any wolves is because this is Minecraft 1.20.4. If this was Minecraft 1.20.6, I would have brought wolves with armadillo armor. Oh well, allays can help you gather kelp, and it helps that you duplicate them to have as many as possible, which means using amethyst on them while they're dancing to jukebox music. It also helps to set up a note block with hoppers around it, which you can play, and the allays will drop items around it you can collect. Alright, now we can gather kelp with maximum efficiency and minimal loss. Oh, look at that, I've got Dolphin's Grace, that's great. Alright, now we can gather kelp with maximum efficiency and minimal loss. But what if we could get all the kelp we need in a different way without the hassle of harvesting yourself, even with the help of your LA team? I call it the Kelper. In my last Minecraft video, I showed you how to get tons of bone meal by composting tons of cookies made with tons of wheat and cocoa beans. Now we take all that bone meal and feed it into this dispenser right here. And if we have anything else we still need to compost, we dump it into this dual auto composter here, and the bone meal is immediately fed into the dispenser. We turn on the dispenser here by turning this lever that's connected to a comparator attached to redstone wire that powers it. And there it goes! The dispenser makes the kelp inside the spire of water grow. We have a piston that breaks the kelp and sends it floating to the top of the pillar of water, where the kelp goes into a series of hoppers that feeds a pair of smokers, for which you can use any fuel to dry the kelp. As mentioned earlier in the video, you can even use the dried kelp itself as fuel by crafting it into block form, hence the crafting table. And of course, sometimes kelp gets stuck in the funnel. So I designed this farm to be climbable so you can get up close with the mechanism and gather some pieces of kelp yourself, with several slime blocks in the center to prevent falling to your death. See? Perfectly safe. These lamps are connected to comparators, each connected to a chest to have in place of every other hopper going down to the smokers, which if full will send a strong enough redstone signal all the way to the respective lamp block to let you know in the very rare event that a chest is full because the system is backed up. You can even collect the kelp yourself by AFKing directly near the kelp source like this, in which case I recommend putting up some sort of protection to stop monsters from being able to attack you. And that's it! Provided that you have enough bone meal, you can make all the kelp, all the food and fuel that you will ever need. Never go hungry or out of fuel again thanks to this thing. And if you need something to do while you're waiting for all that kelp, try collecting some kelp manually in all the ways I explained earlier in the video. If you want to fully automate this farm, you can, by connecting it to an automatic farm that gives anything that you can put into a composter for bone meal. Just connect that farm's respective collection point to a chest or hopper that ultimately feeds a composter or two. It's Minecraft, so you do you. And be sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts about this farm. And for more Minecraft content, check out one of these other videos.